Hello! Welcome to the Knitworthy podcast. My name is Brianne, also known as Being Brianne on Ravelry and Instagram, and welcome to my home. I have a new person to introduce you to. If you have been following me on Instagram, you know who this is. Come here, Callie. This is Callie, our little calico cat. Isn't she so sweet? She just got spayed yesterday, so she's wearing the cone. As my daughter likes to call it, the cone of shame. You don't have anything to be ashamed about, Callie. You're such a good girl. But I wanted to introduce her because she's an important new member of our family. She's very, very sweet. She's such a good girl. And she's so loving. She's just purring her little heart away right now. And she's doing really good. So I just wanted to show you. We just love her already. We got her on Tuesday, and today is Thursday, July 20th. And so I'm gonna put her down. She wants to go and take a little cat nap. I want to join you too. She woke me up at 4:10 this morning because she wanted to have a little food and water. It's hard to do when you have the cone on, and so she came in and alerted me to the fact that she needed something, and so I got out of bed and took off her cone and let her get some water and some food and use the litter box and all that good stuff, and of course then she wanted attention and she wanted to be loved, so then I had to do that, and then she just wanted to sit by me. I think she was kind of lonely. She had a sister at the Humane Society with her, and they had been together for forever. She's 14 weeks old and hadn't ever been separated from each other, and so I think she's just a little bit lonely right now, but that's okay. She's got all of us to love on her, and she's loving it. So anyways, that's Miss Callie. She's a calico, so they named her Callie. We call her Callie Cat and Callie Girl. She's also Sweet Girl. We like to call her Sweet Girl sometimes. I like to call all my kids Sweet Boy or Sweet Girl, and so we call her Sweet Girl too. And all the kids are loving her. Oh my goodness, it's so precious. So here we go. All right, Miss Callie, I'm going to put you down, okay? Come here. Here you go. Oh, not in the bag though. There you go. All right, thank you. Yay! Yay for kittens! Okay, so, hi. I'm going to try and talk a little bit louder this time. I heard from a couple people that the volume was a little bit low. I need to get an adapter for my microphone so that I can plug in my microphone into my iPhone 7. The iPhone 7 doesn't have a normal jack like you have for earbuds or different attachment accessories kind of things. And so I had to get an adapter in order to be able to plug things in. It just has like that lightning 7-pin thing where you can charge your phone. And so I'm a little bit challenged, but I'm going to try and talk a little bit louder this time, and hopefully you'll be able to hear me better. So can you hear me now? Hopefully this will work. And I'll look for that adapter hopefully before the next podcast drops. And we'll be in good shape. Yay! So it's been 2 weeks since I podcasted last, and things have happened. It's been good. We've had a good time. We got a kitten. It all started because I was looking for something to do, and my husband said, I have a great idea. Why don't you take the kids to the Humane Society and they can look at animals? And I was like, you are brilliant. What a smart man you are. So I took the kids to the Humane Society, and within 30 seconds, they're like, oh, Mom, look at all these adorable animals. We need to take them home with us. And I was like, what? I was not thinking ahead. And I'm like, no. And so, so I blame Brian for all of this. I think that's just, the way it should be. But it's so funny because I did say no originally, and this was like a week and a half ago. And we spent time at my mother-in-law's house, and she has 2 cats, and so they were already like primed. They were already primed for wanting an animal. They were already primed for wanting a cat, especially. And so then I take them to the Humane Society, and they have like all these beautiful cats and kittens, and so I said no, definitely not. I said, Evan is allergic. We can't do this. He already has asthma. We don't need to bring a cat into our home and cause him to have breathing issues, more so than he already has, right? I'm strong. No. So by the end of our time there, within 30 minutes, then it was like, well, we'll bring Dad back on Saturday. I'll let Dad be the bad guy and say no. Well, Brian's such a softie when it comes to these kinds of things. He grew up with animals. And so he wants, of course, an animal. I was not thinking that through. So we picked out a kitten. We picked out Callie, who was just very wonderful, and hi, honey. And just a happy cat, and she doesn't shed very much at all, and was just really content to just be with us and hang out with us, and wasn't making a lot of noise, and which is a big thing for me because animal noises bother me. I'm a terrible person, I know, but like barking and meowing, and I have 3 kids. I have enough noise. I really don't need an animal that's going to make noise at me all the time. So so we picked her out, and we put a deposit on her, and we said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to come back on Monday, and we're going to see how Evan does over the weekend with having been exposed to the animals. And on Monday, they put us in a room that had been cleaned, and let Evan play with Callie, and we rubbed her on him and made sure that he had a lot of exposure to her for about an hour, and then and he did great. He had a little bit of a sniffle, and he I think the roof of his mouth just got a little bit itchy, but like a half a dose of Benadryl, and he was fine. And so then we came back on Tuesday, and after we had talked, and we agreed that we definitely wanted to get the kitten, and so we went to Petco and spent a lot of money. And getting an animal is expensive. Like, it's a real commitment, not just to putting the money down. Hi, honey. Hi. Come here. You want me to hold you again? Come here. I'm sorry, my baby needs me. Just a second. So it's expensive. We got her from the shelter. We got her from the Humane Society, and even then, you're paying for the care that they've gotten, and you're paying for getting her spayed, which she got spayed yesterday, and then you have to buy like food, litter box, food bowls. What else did we get? Oh yeah, a carrier to take her to the vet and to be able to transport her around town. Because, she's going to be a lady around town, doing fun stuff with us, I'm sure. I don't think so, but, just in case. And so, yeah, so we just, the kids were, like, really shocked at how much money it takes to get an animal. And, so we talked about how it's an investment. And, we need to make sure that we're taking good care of her. And, because having an animal is not cheap. But it's worth it, to have a wonderful member of your family that is a pet, right? Right. And yesterday we took her to get spayed, and she's doing great. So yeah, we're all very happy. Okay, so you're gonna make this difficult, aren't you? Can I put you on the chair next to me? Would you like to be my co-host? I wish you could see her face. If you're on Instagram, she has the sweetest little face. She has a little white nose and mouth, and then she has like the, I don't know if they call it like a tabby coloring, and then the ginger coloring, and she's just kind of like a mutt of a cat, but she's just so wonderful, and she just cuddles right up, and she likes to follow the kids around the house and see what they're doing and check in on them, don't you? Yes, you do. All right, can I put you right here? Because it's time for me to show them what I'm working on. It's like 1,000,000 degrees outside, so I am not wearing anything hand-knit. No. Yesterday it was 99 degrees outside, and the heat index was like 104. So that was really not going to happen. But that's okay. Now is not the season for hand knits. It's the season to be knitting, but not necessarily the season to be wearing all of your hand knits. Those are made of like linen. You could probably do that, but still. Ugh. All right, Miss Callie, I'm going to put you down. Come here. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come here. I know. Come here. Come sit right here, okay? You can be my friend right here. What a good girl you are. Okay. First things first. I am knitting on Ailish's 2017 Christmas socks. I have about 2.5 inches left before I start decreasing for the toe. I'm going to try and make these a little bit longer than what I normally do for her. Hi, honey. Than what I normally do for her. And that way she can make sure to get a lot of wear into them. I might even make them just a tad bit longer than I'm planning on, so that I can make sure that she doesn't grow out of them so quickly, because she has been doing that. She wears a size 7 in women's shoes, and she's a growing girl. This is out of Lane Cervinia, and this is the Forever in colorway 46. So that's what that looks like. That's the yarn. And this is what the sock looks like. So it's a very happy sock. You can't be upset and down wearing these socks. No way. So yeah, so there's that. And then I also have my Copenhagen calling that I've been working on over the last 2 weeks. I made some good progress on this. I'm really excited to show you. Let's see. I am done with the gray now. You see what I'm doing? Can you see her? She's just hanging out, looking at what I'm doing. So I am done with the gray now, and so I finished the slipped stitch section. I had a problem with that last week too. Slipped stitch section, and now I'm on the lace, which is kind of hard to see because it's in a dark color, but that's the beginning of the lace. It is called the Thistle Lace pattern. Hi, honey. You get down? You're not supposed to really be stretching like that. Thank you. The Thistle's Lace pattern is what it's called. Oh, no, not on the table. Thank you. Thank you very much. And no, thank you. And so yeah, I am one repeat in. I just finished row 8 of the pattern. And what's nice is that it gives you, it's a lace pattern where every other row is knit. And so so it's not, I'm going to have to put you down. I'm so sorry. There you go. Thank you very much for wanting to be a part of the podcast. You're adorable, and I love you. It's like having Evan on the show again. For those of you who don't know, my son Evan, who is 7 now, he's been in school for the last couple years, but before that he would come and join the podcast regularly to be a part of things. It's like having Evan on the show again, except, tinier. But yes, so it's nice having those rest rows where you don't really necessarily have to think, or, you can just double check your pattern and make sure. But I always tend to do that as I'm knitting my patterned rows, just because I'm so paranoid that I'm gonna miss something or miscount or get something wrong and then get 3 rows up and go, what did I do? So hopefully I haven't had any problems so far, no tinking back and no problems. But yeah, so it's turning out really beautifully and it's so soft. It's definitely a lot not whiter, but it's a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But that's okay. It's going to be so cozy come winter. And I'm really looking forward to being able to wear it. It's out of Lisa Souza Dye Works, and Knitwear and Dye Works. And the gray color is Gray Blade, and the other color is called Cameroon. It's like a brownish with purples and like caramel coloring here and there, and it's just really lovely. It's a very subtle color, but there's a lot going on with it, and I like seeing how little things pop up here and there, so I can, as I'm knitting it, it's kind of fun to see the color variations. The last thing that I have to show you that I've been working on is something I started this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning. Of course, in my lovely Unwind Yarn Company bag that I just love. I got a lot of compliments on it this week as I was out and about knitting and doing things. So I started some pair of socks out of my hand spun, which looks like this. And this was fiber from Walnut Farm Designs on Etsy. It is a superwash merino nylon blend in the rhubarb colorway, and I have 500 yards of a 2-ply. And I'm knitting the 3rd grade crayfish socks. That makes me laugh. By Lisa Beth, I think it's Houchins. I think Houchins. And they're going to look a little something like this. And I really think that they're going to be really beautiful. This is a pay-for pattern on Ravelry. I got it for free using a code that she had. I believe it was a couple months ago. She had a free, if you sign up for her newsletter, which, hello, I'm always looking for brand new designers and people that I haven't been introduced to before. And so I was really happy to see that she was kind of introducing herself in that way to more people. So yes, 3rd grade crayfish socks pattern by Lisa Beth Houchins, and it's really kind of funny. She has, let me close that. It says, the good news, when my son was in 3rd grade, his class did a super fun and educational science unit on crayfish. The bad news, my son was one of the lucky winners who got to take a crayfish home at the end of the unit and lived forever. That's so funny. I love that. So yeah, so I had a good laugh about that. But anyways, so that is what I started on. As you can see, I'm only on the ribbing of the sock. It's not, I've not made huge progress on it. I had a cat in my lap, and it was 4:30 in the morning when I started it. And so I'm not a morning person. Nobody will ever claim that I am a morning person. I don't even try to claim that I'm a morning person. I get up in the morning because I have to. I'm kind of more of like a mid-afternoon person. Not even a night person. Mid-afternoon. Oh yeah. So I'll hopefully be able to get a little bit more done on this afternoon, and after I get my stuff done. And Mom has the kids again today. She's watching them. They're over watching some sort of Disney baby animal movie, and they're enjoying it. And I'm going to be bringing Callie over so that Mom can see her. She was like, where is my new cat? I was like, she's at home. She's like, well, you need to remedy that situation stat. So I have orders to bring over the cat. So yeah, so I think this is going to be really beautiful. I'm really enjoying working with my own hand spun. The last hand spun that I worked on, that I used for making socks was a lot thicker. And so, but this is definitely a thinner weight yarn than before. So before, I think I was using like a size 1 or 2 needle, and now I'm using size 0s. So, and this is done over 76 stitches, at least the one that I'm doing, the size that I'm doing for this. Oh, I did not put that back in the bag. So yeah, I will let you know how this goes. It looks to be a really nicely written pattern, and it's been knit a few times before, I think like 56 times, or no, maybe a little bit less. I might be thinking of a different pattern. But so it has been knit, so hopefully, you know, all the kinks are kind of already worked out of it. But on to what I have finished. I have finished objects, people. Super excited to show you. This is the cup I wanted to show you. This is from Disneyland. And as you can see, it just has some different sayings and little pictures on there. So it makes me very happy. Today I'm using Adagio tea in the passion fruit flavor. It's a black tea with passion fruit in it, and it's a really nice tea. I got it as a sample, and I was like, yay, I love samples. Free samples especially. But so yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. It's not like overwhelmingly passion fruit. Like, it's not like some passion fruit teas where like you're just like, bam, passion fruit. It definitely, you can still taste the black tea in there, but it just has like a nice like undertone of passion fruit and a little bit of apple, and it just tastes really nice. I'm really enjoying that. I'm forgetting to put things back in their bags. Oh well. Okay, so the first things that I finished, you're right, I said things, multiple things I finished, are the trekking socks. Ta-da! And I found my sock blockers. Hooray! So here are the trekking socks, and these are out of Trekking XXL, and I forget the colorway number, but Trekking XXL, I got these in the yarn in Virginia when I went to go visit my sister a couple years ago when she lived there, and now she's in New Jersey. So she's going to be getting some socks this year too, I think, because you can never have enough wool socks when you live in a cold climate. Definitely not. These, I think, I'm going to give to Mama Linda for Christmas. I think I try to give her socks every year, along with like my husband and my daughter, and you know, because she wears her hand knit socks like every single day during the winter. So she's definitely knitworthy and wonderful, and she deserves some really cute socks. So I think these are going to go to her. I'm still working through some socks that I have in my sock drawer, which is very full now that I'm in a smaller basket for my socks. So I will be gifting these. I will be gifting these to Mama Linda. So I hope she really enjoys them. And I also have some spinning to show you. The first thing is this white BFL. This was just some plain white BFL that I bought when I first started learning how to spin. And it's a 129 yards, approximately of about a sport weight. And this is really good yarn to learn how to spin on, or wool to learn how to spin on. I don't really like spinning white fiber that much, I've decided. And so I'm going to, this is the last of what I had, and so I'm probably not going to be ordering that again. It was like a pound of yarn, of wool, and I don't really need that much, first of all, but then, you know, I had it to practice on, which is great, which is, you know, wonderful. You don't have to use up, you know, something that's really incredibly precious when you're not sure it's going to turn out, you know, even something usable. So yeah, so I think, you know, I'm not sure what I'll do with this. It'll probably just go with the rest of my stash, but it's it's nice and soft. It needs to get washed first and whacked, but it's really a nice balanced fiber. It just has like a half of a twist to it, and it's nice and soft. So yeah, so there's that. And let's see what else I have for you to show. I also have this beautiful yarn that I spun up from some fiber from the Copper Corgi, which was a gift from Miss Stephanie, who is my very sweet friend. And I just thought of her while I was spinning this and prayed for her, and just thought about what a wonderful friend she is and how much I appreciate her. And not just because she gives me, beautiful fiber to spin, but, she's a wonderful friend to have. And, you need friends in your life that, you can go to and ask for help or ask for prayer, or, be able to share wonderful things with. And, she's just a really solid friend. So I appreciate her a lot. So this is a Polworth silk, and you can see all the beautiful colors in this yarn. It goes from like a Kelly green to like a mossy green to a navy blue to like a cobalt blue to like a teal to kind of a Merlot color. And it's really lovely. It's, again, a very balanced yarn. I was a little bit afraid that I had overspun it. I'm not going to lie. And in some places, it's definitely a little bit overspun. I had some places where when I was plying it, I was going, oh gosh, stink. I kind of overdid it here. But for the most part, it's a really nicely spun yarn. And I'm really excited, again, to wash it and see how it turns out. But this is 238 yards of a worsted weight. So, I'm not even trying to get this. I will show you what I made. I'm not even trying to wind this back up. I'm just going to go ahead and toss it in the water when I get done here, and we'll get it all ready for drying and using. Okay, so gilding the lily. Things that I made, I guess this is maybe things that I finished. I don't know. Whether it's a gilding the lily, I'm not sure. But I made a nitty naughty. I had been using Mom's. Mom has a beautiful nitty naughty, a wooden one. And so I had been using hers. And for those of you who don't know, a nitty naughty is used to wind a skein off of a bobbin and wind yarn off of a bobbin and into a hank that you can make into a skein. So this is like, I could be getting my terminology wrong. This is like a hank, or this be a hank and a skein. I don't know. You wind this, you make a round thing, then you can twist up and get so it looks like this. So from the bobbin to eventually this. Don't make me new terminology that I don't know. I'm just kidding. I should probably learn it. But yes, so I found on directions at allfreeknitting.com in their video basics section, it says how to make a nitty naughty. So this is just out of PVC pipe, and I went to my local Home Depot, and it was right about $7 to make this compared to like $35 on Etsy and different places that I found online that included shipping. Do I want a beautiful wooden nitty naughty? Yes, of course I do. Of course. Is it in my budget right this second to have a beautiful nitty naughty? I can afford this right now. That's okay. I am totally okay with that. And the nice thing is that because it was so cheap, it's really easy to say go back to Home Depot, like I'm going to be doing very soon, and saying I need a longer piece of pipe, and you can just trade it out and put whatever size it is that you actually need in there. So this is 9 inches, which will make, you have to like multiply it by 6. That'll give you 36 inches around. And so that'll give you 1 yard of yarn. So then you count how many times you went around, and that'll give you how many yards are in your skein. I really need it longer because this is really hard to, as I was kind of showing you, it's kind of hard to get back into that skein form because it's not quite long enough. I mean, it kind of is, but it's just a little bit difficult. So for like $1 or something, I can go back to Home Depot and say, hi, can you please cut this piece of PVC pipe for me into this length? So I might make it like 1.5 yards or something instead of just a 1 yard length. And then I would just multiply out after I count my wraps and say, okay, so if each of the one of these is 1.5 yards, then I actually have this many yards in my skein. Does that make any sense? It makes sense up here. I hope it makes sense out here to you. But yeah, but for $7, it was worth a try to see if I could do it. And I did. And I had Evan come with me. And the reason it's probably a little bit less than $7, it was probably more like $6, was because, of course, the boy had to have like one of these T-fitting things because he needed to have some pipes. So he took a couple of leftover pieces and he made himself, it's been a billion things since we got it on Tuesday was when I did it. And it's been a billion things because he's a 7-year-old boy. It's been everything from a gun to a sword to a shield breaker to from Star Wars. You're yelling it at me. The things, the lasers. Why can't I remember? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Anyway, I'll think of it. It's okay. It's all good. I need more tea. Where's my tea? Bring back my tea. Mama needs caffeine. So yes. But anyways. So yes. So eventually I will get a very nice looking Nitty Naughty. I have one in my cart on Etsy that's an Ashford one, which I have an Ashford wheel. And so, it'd be nice to kind of have an Ashford Nitty Naughty as well, but I want to make sure that it's the right size. So it's good to know that a 12-inch is too short for me, unless I'm making like mini skeins or something like that. So, or I'm using it for a smaller size of skein, like a smaller skein. That 129 yard one, the white one, was a nice size for it, but I think anything more than that is going to be kind of difficult. Okay, and the last thing that I got is this beautiful skein of yarn from Unwind Yarn Company. She had a sale going on with all of her single skeins in her shop where they were, I can't remember how much off, but a certain percentage off. And I got this beautiful Rendezvous Sports sock in the Let Them Make Cake colorway. And I mean, I have to take this off and show you just how gorgeous this skein of yarn is. Because it's gorgeous. Okay. I mean, look at the colors. Is that not just beautiful? I am so pleased with this. And I love Dana's ability to dye yarn. She is so talented. I may have called her Yarn Vixen when I placed my order. I left a note for her, and I just think she's just one of my very favorite indie dyers for sure. She is just so sweet, and I just really look up to her as an independent businesswoman. She has a lot of integrity. I'm just really proud of the job that she's doing. And yeah, so I think that you should go to her shop. It's unwindyarncompany.com. See what she has. Always very exciting. And yeah. Oh, I wanted to show you what I'm planning on putting on my spinning wheel today. And that would be this is going on the wheel since I have clear bobbins finally. This is Dyed by Ivy. And it says dyed in-house at Your Daily Your Daily Fiber. So I got this at Yarn Fest in Colorado, And this is 80% merino, 20% black tencel. It's 4 ounces. And so you can see it's that beautiful kind of dusty blue and black. And I guess the black is the tencel. I haven't spun with tencel before, but I'm excited to see how it feels and what it does. So they were trying to explain to me how it tends to act, but I don't remember what they said. But I bought it, so it must not be too terrible. So there you go. But it's really nice and soft. I think it's definitely going to need some pre-drafting and some fluffing. It's not quite as floofy as some of the other braids of yarn that I bought at Yarn Fest, so it'll just take some time. Maybe that's what I'll do before I go pick up the kids after I get my work done, is, just kind of split it and spend some time pre-drafting and floofing and getting it ready to put on my spinning wheel so that it's nice and enjoyable spin. Because, what's the fun in spinning something that you don't enjoy doing? That's just no fun. I'm definitely, I like the process of what I'm doing. As you can tell, the finished object is wonderful, but, it's not necessarily, the end goal. Like the socks, I thought, I will keep the socks. And then now I'm like, no, I'm just going to give them away. So, I love my knitted things, but I really enjoy giving them away too. And, if I don't have an immediate need for it, I'm happy to give it to somebody who does. So, but, with things like fiber, that I want something, that I can enjoy spinning and knitting. So I want to make sure that I have a good experience in both times. And I think doing some really good fiber prep will definitely help me out with that. So there you go. That's what I'm going to be working on. And I do have a pattern highlight for this time. I saw this pattern, I think, I'm trying to remember where, but it caught my eye because it's not asymmetrical, but it's not identical on both sides. And so this is Gideon by Melissa Shashwari. I think that's what you say it, Shashwari. Melissa, I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. But here you go. This is what it looks like. This is Gideon. And as you can see, on one side, it has like a lace mesh kind of panel on one side, and it doesn't have it on the other. And I'm trying to decide which I like better, or if I like it like how it is. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do. And I love the colors that they knitted it in. But I just want to make sure that I whatever I do, that I'll enjoy it in the end. And I'm trying to decide, I want things to be perfect and identical. I'm wondering if that'll bug me. I don't know. But it's really beautiful. It's a really simple, it's not anything incredibly flashy, but just that lacy area is just really enough to, I think it's going to keep it interesting. It has some garter areas on that one side too. So yeah, I'm intrigued. So that is in my queue while I'm still trying to figure out, what I want to do with it. But yeah, so there's that. Let me get back to my notes here. I think that's all I had. Oh, I have the contest to talk about. So this, again, Dana from Unwind Yarn Company, she sent me this beautiful yarn. This is the Unwind Yarn Company Round Trip Sock. It's a single yarn in the Malibu Barbie colorway. And it's 400 yards, and it's a beautiful green color with a little bit of gold to it. And it's just a really lovely, lovely skein of yarn. And it can be yours. So here's what you need to do. You need to go on to my Ravelry group, and you're going to tell me, what would you make with it? That's so easy, right? You can do that. So it's going to have the same rules as always. You must be a member of the Ravelry group to win. 1 entry per person. Winner will be chosen by random number generator on July 31st. And so that's in a few days. So you have some time, my friends, to join. I think we have like 18 entries so far. So yeah, you have a great chance of winning this, and it's really beautiful. Some people are going to make things for themselves. Some people are going to make things for their family or friends. We have different, ideas of what they're going to make with it. Everything from, cables to socks to, I can't remember everything that everybody's told me, but it's really fun to hear what everybody else wants to do with this. So, and I'm not going to hold you to it. If you get it and you go, no, I don't think that's what I want to make with it anymore, I think it wants to be this, then you just change your mind, and it's not going to, be like upset with you. Not going to happen. I couldn't be upset with you. Okay. I think that's it. Yes. So,